One of the things we're really passionate about doing here at Tradeway is empowering Christians to be confident with their money. But sometimes the belief systems we have, those are the very things that cause us to not be confident with our money. So I want to look at two of the main things that I see in the church as something that undermines our confidence, right? If you're going to pursue the blessing that God has in your life, you want to make sure that these two mindsets aren't hanging out and undermining your confidence. Number one, we don't trust God more than we trust money, right? Nobody wants to make an idol out of money, but that doesn't mean you can't have money in your life. It just requires that we have a certain maturity so that we can steward the money that God puts into our life. Somebody said an idol is something that you check with before you give your yes to God. I need to make sure that it's okay over here before I'm obedient to the Lord. If we make money an idol, then it's something that we're going to try and keep intact, right? We're going to try and control it before we let God control our lives. If we elevate money as a power source above the Lord, things are out of order. That's a way we can destroy our testimony, because we want to make sure that we're walking with the Lord, who alone can enable us to steward the blessings that He's given us properly. If we keep that order in order, then we know we can manage the blessing He puts in our lives and we don't have to be afraid of it. That's number one. But number two is we can hoard it. We can not be generous with that money, right? As God brings it in, somebody said we're never to become the Dead Sea where things flow in and they don't flow out. So as God brings blessing into our lives, Paul says, command those who are rich in this present age to be generous, willing to share. If we can keep that priority in place, we don't need to be afraid of greed, right? The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, Paul said. But if we love God, keep the priority right, remember that we're called to be generous, willing to share, and in that giving we will find our joy and communion with Him, then we don't need to be afraid of either of them.